G'day, Ian Summers here from Cuyahoga Broadheads. We've got the Zot here and we're just going to go through the sharpening of the Zot for you. So obviously when you pull them out of the packet, all of our broadheads are pre-sharpened and they are ready to go. But with all metals, once they get oxidization happening, I'll just take that one off. You just need to touch them up with the steel that we recommend. So what we're going to do, this is a smooth cut diamond steel, and we've also got a smooth steel from FDIC. They work really well, and we've got a mill bastard file or a smooth cut file there also that we can use. So what I do with this is straight out of the pack, like we recommend, is just do a light steel. So all I'm going to do is just very lightly, and all I'm doing is rocking my hand until I can feel that edge on there, and then I'm just bringing it forward very lightly. It is sharp. All we're doing is taking the tiny bit of burr off that's been there and then go from there. That's basically it, and that's straight out of the pack, and that's cut in hair. Okay, so what we've done there, instead of using that one, we've shot this into the dirt, and this is not sharp. So like with everything we say, your Sharpie, a black Sharpie is your go. So we want to touch all the leading edges with the Sharpie. This is an indicator to tell us that we're getting our angles correct, so we can get this broadhead back to being shaving sharp. So what I like to do is with the file, after it's gone through an animal or into the dirt or whatever like that, what I do is my finger, and this is really good, I do it on the camp chair back at camp, or I do it at home, and I shove my hand onto there, and I'm going to work on this back edge where my finger is underneath, and I'm going to start from the back and I'm going to move forward. Now I'm watching how much I take off with the texture to get my angles right. So I'm doing this very smoothly, and I'm not rolling. Watch the file, it's going to be parallel with the table, and I'll just be working that from the back to the front until I get that edge where it's nice and sort of uniform all the way along. I'm going to flip it over, I'm going to do the other edge. I'm just going to start at the back, and I'm moving forward, and as you can see, I'm just taking off all that texture mark. So now I've got, except for that little bit at the front, and then now I've got to do this leading edge. So instead of my finger being underneath, I'm going to put my finger on top, and then that brings the blade up so I can do it. So once again, I'm starting at the back and I'm moving all the way forward, and that's all nice and done. And I'm just doing that nice and lightly with the file. We don't have to get too silly with putting too much pressure on, unless there's a bit of a nick out of there. Now I'm going to do the front edge on a 45 and flip that over in a 45. Now there's going to be a little burr there, so this is where we put it onto this diamond steel. The same thing, I'm just going to nice and easily, not doing too much pressure on it. All we're doing is breaking the burr that I've just created. Go to the real smooth one, and then I'll just touch that and go, that one's good. This one needs a little bit more of a touch up, and that's all you're doing is, if it's not grabbing on your nail, see how that's just grabbing? Like that's sharp, all right? But I always like to just take the hair off like that, so then I know that that's really sharp, okay? But that's an indication, if it's grabbing onto your nail, that you know that that's sharp. But as you can see, it's quite sharp. So I hope that helps.